Hi everyone, I'm Monarch of Tetris, and welcome to my fully renovated Savanna Village in Minecraft. Just like last time, I'll start with a flyby before I've made any changes. And voila, here's the completely renovated Savanna Village, and I'll start with just a little flyby. So unlike last time, I'm going to go in order of the type of structure. So I think I'll start with the meeting places first, and then do the houses next. So first one, this was here at the beginning. Just a simple kind of two fountain type thing with a bell in the middle. Didn't change anything really with that. I think that looks nice. Over here is the market stand type meeting area. So just added some chairs to make it look like more of a market stand. And then I really like the brown flags that they have around the village. It probably wouldn't have been the first choice I would have made. I maybe would have done something like orange, yellow, or red. But I think the brown flags match nicely and they add to the color palette pretty well. So I just added a few more on the market stands here. I think they look nice. And next one is this other fountain design. I really like this one with the orange and yellow terracotta. So I just changed all these ones on the outside were yellow before. I just changed these two to orange. So we have like about equal amounts of orange and yellow terracotta. And I changed a couple on the spire here. And then I'm not sure, I might have added these flags, but they look nice. And then just added a torch on the top and a couple more torches like that. I think this is a really nice fountain design. Now going on to the houses, just start with this one. Just a nice red terracotta house. I think it looks pretty. Just to match the bed inside with the red bed. And then like the Plains Village, some of the houses had these, some of them didn't. But just whenever I felt appropriate, I added this little mock table and chair combo. I really think these look cool, and it's just a little table, so I really like how they look, so I just added them whenever it felt appropriate in the houses. Next house is this kind of 1.5 story house. This one's really nice with the wood outside combined with the yellow terracotta. And then I like how it has this little awning here with the fence posts. This is a really unique house design, probably my favorite one. Has the little old style windows as well at the top. So just matched the inside, kind of made it an orange bed to match the wood color here, added another table, and there was a crafting table. Next house is this kind of half wood, half yellow terracotta one. I really like this design, where it has the row of wood in the middle and terracotta on the top and bottom. I think this looks really nice. It's a very cute design. So just matched the bed, had a yellow bed on the inside, had the floor with the logs exposed. So I like how this looks a lot, with the exposed logs. They do it with some other buildings in the village too. I really like that design. And then just a couple of chairs here. So going on to this area, I put a lot of houses down this street. So we'll start with this one. This one's apparently a medium house, but it's really kind of just two small houses, like kind of sharing a central wall put together with some crops on the outside. So just kind of a standard design made completely of wood. Orange bed on the inside crafting table. I like the little flower pot and chairs. And I believe pretty similar design over here, just a little different. Got one chair blocked with a torch. There's a chest with some random stuff in it. Next on the left we have this orange terracotta house. Looks nice, just got an orange bed on the inside, table and chair. Across the road, this yellow terracotta house, this yellow bed, table, chair on the inside. Next on the right we have this house with the exposed logs, which I think looks pretty cool on the front. So you go inside, and then all around the inside it has the exposed logs, which I really like how this looks. And it's got a little table with a log there. Decided not to make this one of the ones with the fence post and pressure plate. Could have changed it, decided not to. But yeah, I just really like how the exposed logs look on the inside of this house. Very pretty. Across the street we have this kind of interesting looking house with all the flags on it. And it also has 2 entrances, and then it has the old style windows with the fence posts. This is a pretty nice looking one. So you go in, inside's pretty simple, just a bed and a chest. Could add like maybe a table in the corner or something, but it would cover up one of the doors. So it's kind of hard to put that in. But from the outside, this is a really pretty house. I like the flags on it and on the awning with the fence posts. Pretty unique design. So continuing on, this is the last one. This is apparently a big house, but this is really just 2 small houses that share a yard in the middle, just with, you know, fence posts and some crops. They share a little farm. So kind of weird. I think they have the identical designs on the inside too. So yeah, just orange bed, chest, crafting table. That was actually a little different. So this one just has a block with a torch and then the orange bed. But yeah, this is really a big house. This is really 2 small houses put together. And that was actually all the houses that were default with the Savanna Village, but I ended up really liking this house over here, the one with the half wood, half yellow terracotta pattern. And I wondered why there wasn't a version of that house in orange and red. So I decided to just make those. So this is the same version of that house, but in orange instead, which I think looks really nice. I really like this pattern of just having a single strip of wood down the middle. I think it looks really nice. And then the exposed logs there. And then also made it in red too. So yeah, I really think Mojang should add a red and orange version of this house design. I think it's probably the best small house design. It just looks so cool and unique. And then you can kind of change it up. You can make them a little bigger. You can maybe combine it and have exposed logs on the inside and outside instead, something like that. But I just like this design. I wish there was more versions of it. So overall, the houses are a little disappointing for the Savanna Village. There wasn't as much variation as the Plains Village, and the medium and big houses are really disappointing. Like, this is 2 small houses. It's not a big house. And then this is like 2 houses sharing a wall. Not really a medium house. So the most interesting designs they had was this one with the brown flags on it and 2 entrances. Then, you know, this design, which there really should be an orange and red variant of in the game. And then this one. So I wish there were a few more unique house designs, and there was like a actual big house and an actual medium-sized house, because it's really just a bunch of small houses. And this one is the biggest design, and it's not really even that big. So next onto the work buildings. And I think I'll start with this one. This is the leather maker. So just added some brown flags on the outside here. And then I added this armor stand idea from my Plains Village video. Just think it'd be cool if there was an armor stand that would spawn with some random dyed leather armor. So this one's got a purple helmet, red chest plate, orange pants, and then yellow boots. I think it'd be cool if something like that spawned. Then on the inside, it's pretty small. Just a chest. I put some different types of dye in it. Smooth stone brick here. Now some exposed logs, then a couple cauldrons. Over here is a nice stable. There was a couple other designs, but they're pretty simple. So this is the best kind of design. It has this kind of awning here. Exposed logs all around the side, which looks cool. He just added some torches. You go in, it has a little trough for the horses to drink. Pretty nice stable. So this is the butcher's building. Really like the pattern on the floor here with the yellow and orange terracotta. It looks nice. So I just expanded the kind of table over here where they cut the animals up. And then I like how they use these kind of slabs, these smooth stone slabs, so it has this little line down the middle. Just think it looks kind of cool. So I made this a little inlet. And another piece here. Then it has the faux chimney with the smoker. Oh, then just added some animals here, rabbits, pigs, cow, should be some chickens too. Then just added a little stack of hay. So this is the second butcher building design. This one's a little different. It's elevated, so you go up the stairs, but the inside is really small. So there's not really much room for like a table or anything. And then the smoker's actually on like the outside, which is kind of weird. So it just spawned with this kind of simple staircase. So I expanded the staircase a little bit so there's a little more space to stand. Added some hay underneath. And then spawned like the same animals. This is definitely an interesting design, but there definitely needs to be more space inside for work to actually be done. And then having the smoker outside, I just don't like that design as much as having it inside with the faux chimney, which is always really cool design to have. So I like that one more. Next is the armorer. This is a really small building. So I just added the armor stand with some iron and chainmail armor on it. And inside, added some more of the chiseled terracotta. So this is the orange one, yellow one, and red variant. And it's just got orange terracotta. And you go up, it has this little faux chimney. And I decided to add this little piece. I think this is like a resin brick wall or something, because it's the closest wall that matched the orange terracotta, because they don't have terracotta walls for some reason. So I think that looks pretty nice. Alternatively, you could just replace these two blocks with cobblestone and make it a normal faux cobblestone chimney like this one. But I think that looks nice too. Next building is the first temple design. Kind of like how this one looks on the outside. It's got a red, yellow, red terracotta pattern on the front and back, which looks nice. And you go inside. I expanded the pattern on the floor as well. So it's got red, yellow, red on the floor. And then I made these stained glass windows red and yellow. Oh, that one should be yellow too. And then you can see it has the pattern on the inside as well. So it's pretty nice. And then I just added a little table here. And then it's got just a chest with some potion ingredients. And then the brewing stand. So this is the second temple design. This is a pretty unique design. I really like this one. It's got these orange and yellow pillars on the outside. So I just added some torches to them. I can't remember if I added the flags, but they look pretty nice. And I like how it has the exposed logs on the outside. And once you go in, it has this orange and yellow stained glass pattern, which looks nice. Exposed logs all around the top. And then it had red carpet at the beginning. So I changed that and made this kind of orange and yellow carpet, and then I moved the brewing stand into the middle, which I think looks really good surrounded by the two carpet. And then there's just a piece of carpet here. I just made that one orange. So instead of having red carpet, I kept it to the orange and yellow theme on the inside, which I think looks really nice. Next is the cartographer building. This is another elevated building, which I definitely like that aspect of the Savanna Village. A lot of the buildings are elevated, which is pretty unique. This one's got some flags around the side, which look nice. In the back too. So you go in, I decided to make the window bigger. So there's a big window you can see out the back with at the cartographer's block. And just a table and chair over here. Just decided to actually add a spyglass. Should be some paper and other materials in there as well. And then it's got exposed logs all around the inside, which looks nice. Next is the Fletcher's building. This one accidentally generated it the wrong way. But it's kind of small on the inside, so I decided again to put the shooting range on the outside. So just the same design, just with a different color of wood for the fence, of course. And just target block surrounded by hay. So the actual building's got some of the flags on it, which is nice. It has this half wood, half yellow terracotta design, kind of like the house across the street, which I think looks nice. You go in, you can see the wood like that. It's just got the fletching table in the middle. Again, you still can't do anything with it. Got some exposed logs and just a couple tables on the side. Looks nice. And over here is just the two types of farms. So I like this farm that just has a cross down the middle. It's very symmetrical, kind of satisfying to look at, so I like that one. And this is kind of just a more disorganized farm design. Just some different shapes of crops here. So I definitely like this design a lot, with kind of the exposed brick all around and then the symmetrical design. Looks really nice. So over here is the fisherman building. I really did not know what to do with this building. It looks nice from the outside. It's like elevated. Got the exposed log pattern with the normal logs. And it's got these fences that I made them go all the way down into the water, which I think looks cool. But then you actually go inside the building and there's literally nothing in it. So I don't know why they made this entire building and didn't put any blocks in it. Like the actual barrels were outside the building, so there's just literally nothing in here. So I really think the fishermen, they don't really need a whole building. So I really think that for the fishermen, something like this should just spawn. That just has a couple chairs, a couple barrels, and then like a fence post with a torch on it. Just something like this is a lot simpler. I know that every occupation has like its own building, but for the fishermen, it seems like they clearly didn't really know what to do, since they just made it so that the building is completely empty. So maybe instead of having a whole building, they could just have something simple like this for the fisher occupation. Next is the only library design, and this is a pretty big building. I like this one. It's got the little garden in the front. Got a lot of exposed logs on it. Made up of like half wood, half orange terracotta, which I think is a nice pattern. So you go in, it has this nice carpet pattern on the floor. And I expanded a bit, so it's like white and orange carpet, which looks nice. And just got a chair there. Got just all the bookcases. And then just the lectern here. Kind of a small library, not as cool as the Plains one. Well, it's still a nice looking building. Next is the Mason building, and this one's pretty unique. It has this chiseled yellow terracotta along the front of the building, which looks nice. Thought about putting the other variants in the front, but I think it looks nice just having all one type. So you go in, I just changed the gravel and other random bricks to bricks the town actually uses. So there's red, yellow, orange terracotta. Then there's the chiseled variants. There's smooth stone bricks, and there's cobblestone. And there's all bricks that all blocks that the town actually uses. Then it's got a little table there, another table, and then the stone cutter block. So next is the Shepherd's building. So on the outside, this actually didn't have any of the banners for some reason, so I added a couple. Go inside, kind of a small building, just has a couple blocks in the loom. And on the outside, just added a bunch of brown sheep, and then just some hay. And then it already spawned with this little lake. So just a pretty simple design. Next is the toolsmith. Kind of interesting looking from the outside with the flags on it, and then it's got 3 separate entrances, which is pretty interesting. You go into any of the entrances, pretty simple on the inside. I just added a crafting table, got the smelting table, got a chair, little table there. Added a chest with just some tools that could spawn, some stone tools, iron tool. And next is the first weaponsmith building. So this is the only building in the entire village actually that used the stripped acacia wood block, which is definitely interesting. It's got like kind of a interesting color, so I decided to accentuate that a little bit by making The corners here, also the stripped block. But I'm not really sure how it looks. It's weird that it's only used in this one building. I think it's just kind of a weird color. Like, I like the kind of gray, how the logs look gray, and then the planks are kind of these more orange colored blocks. So the stripped log kind of being this kind of red doesn't really match extremely well. So I can see why maybe they don't use it in other parts of the village, because there's definitely a lot of variety. So maybe they just didn't need it, but it could be incorporated maybe. But you go in, they got the grindstone chest, just put some weapons in it, table and chair here. Definitely kind of a weird design for a building. The second weaponsmith design is definitely more typical of what they usually look like. So it just got stone, smooth stone slabs along the front here. So I just expanded that a little bit, made it go all the way to the end. Added some hay maybe for testing out weapons on the end here. And then on the inside, just got a table and chair over here. Crafting table, chest with some weapons in it, different ingots. And then I expanded the weapon making area over here next to the grindstone. Just made it so the smooth stone bricks went all the way from the floor to the ceiling, and then they went all the way to like this half of the building. So from the inside it's like half wood, half stone, and on the outside it kind of looks similar as well. So I really like this design. Definitely a lot more than this kind of strange other weaponsmith design. But this is definitely a really good one. It's a really big building, and then it looks unique compared to all the other buildings. And I'll just talk about a few other things about the village. So in the Savanna villages, they always have kind of these random looking farms kind of just spread throughout with a lot of water that's kind of flowing. And I think they look kind of nice. They're definitely unique, but they kind of overdo it a little bit. Like there was like 3 more of these I completely tore down. So they're kind of just like everywhere, and the water just kind of flows, and it'll mess up all the walkways and stuff. So it's just kind of strange. I don't really know why they did that. And there's another one down here on this walkway, another one on the river. But yeah, I just prefer the design of this like more standard symmetrical farm, and even this kind of unorganized one, which looks fine. Then I like those more than kind of these just random ones. So other things I added, obviously changed a lot of the landscaping. Added a little bridge here with some torches to cross the river. Yeah, I just like landscaped a bunch. Added another bridge here. Changed a lot of these to path blocks. Just made the paths look nice all throughout the village. Another thing about this village is they don't really have like a good lamppost design. All it is just a fence with a torch on it. I definitely think they could do something better. Like if they wanted to incorporate the stripped acacia log, they could put it on the lamppost like this, and then do something similar to the Plains Village, and have something like this instead, which I think is just a lot more unique and cooler looking design than just having a single torch on a single fence. I wish the lampposts looked like this and they just followed the Plains Village example. So giving my overall thoughts on all the buildings in the Savanna Village, I think this village is pretty nice. The Savanna Village has a really good color palette. I really like how acacia wood looks. The planks look really nice with the orange color. The logs look nice with the gray color. And then it really comes together with the exposed logs that have both. They've got like the gray ring around the outside and all the kind of orange color. So I really like the wood color palette. Then the terracotta is really nice too. I like the yellow, orange, and red terracotta color pattern. Kind of like how I did the desert village. I wish the balance was a little better. There's much more buildings with yellow terracotta than there are with the other two colors. So So doing the math real quick, this is the only building that's made out of red terracotta. And then there are 2 buildings made out of orange terracotta and 5 made out of yellow terracotta. So I'm not sure why the balance is all off there. They could just, I wish it was just like, 2 red, 2 orange, and 2 yellow, or just make it 3 each, because I really think the terracotta adds a lot to the village. So there should be more than just 5 buildings made out of the yellow terracotta. I wish the other colors were represented a little more. And some of the designs are pretty unique. I like these pillars here for this temple design. I like the brown banners. I think those look nice all around the village. I incorporated banners into my Plains Village design, so I like how this village just had them at the start. And I like all the buildings that are elevated. I think that's definitely a unique feature of this village. I haven't looked at the other ones yet, but I don't think they have elevated buildings. Wish there were a few more of those. They're definitely unique, because I would be getting rid of the fisherman buildings because the Mojang didn't know what to do with it. So that would get rid of one of the elevated buildings with the fence posts. Wish a couple more buildings incorporated the fence posts because I really like those. But overall, it's a pretty good village design. It's not as good as the Plains Village. I think I like that one a little more. But I definitely like the acacia wood a lot and the logs. That's definitely the highlight for this village. It's just a very nice looking wood log, exposed log, and plank type. So very pretty. And then all the terracotta is nice as well. So next I'll be doing the Tundra Village. So if you want to see that, stay tuned and hope you like my Savanna Village. Thanks for watching. Peace.